Hello, everyone, and Merry Christmas. My name is Patricia Meredith, and I'm the author of the short story, Mary Did You Know, which is featured in the Christmas anthology, Christmas Fiction Off the Beaten Path. It is a collection of 6 very different short stories by different authors, which vary in genre, from historical fiction all the way to fantasy. So there's literally something for everyone in this collection. If you'd like to buy a copy of it, it is available at patricia-meredith.com/shop, where you can also purchase these lovely book earrings, and that copy will be signed by me. You can also buy it online at your favorite online retailer, or locally here in Spokane, Washington. I'm at Manitou Park right now, the lovely historical Manitou Park. You can go to Auntie's Bookstore downtown or Second Look Books up on the South Hill in order to purchase a copy. I'd like to share with you one of my favorite passages. This passage was really encouraging to me this year, and I hope it will be to you as well. "The wise men had a dream," Joseph said, explaining in his limited words way as he grabbed cloths, wrapping them around the remains of dinner. "All of them?" I asked, setting aside the heated water and telling Jesus we were going on a little trip, still unaware of just how far we'd be traveling that night. "Yes, I had one too." I stopped short. "When? Just now?" "Yes, an angel appeared and told me we must go to Egypt." "Egypt!" I cried. "Yes. For how long?" Joseph stopped in his rushed packing and turned to me, crossing the small room to take my hands in his. "I don't know," he said, and I realized his hands were shaking. "The wise men have left. They were warned in a dream that Herod had something terrible planned." His eyes glanced at Jesus, who had sent to gather his things. Not even 2, yet already he was eager to be of help. My mind flashed to the worst possible idea, that Herod, a king, might have gotten it into his head that my son, the King of Heaven, was here to take his throne. There was only one response a man like Herod would have to that. Joseph's eyes and short nod of his head told me my thoughts were accurate. My breath caught in my throat and my heart stopped beating. This couldn't be God's plan. For his son to die before he'd even lived 2 years on this earth? I shook my head. Of course it wasn't. That was why Joseph had been visited by another angel, to protect Jesus and us by telling us to run. "We will go as far as we can tonight. It will be a long journey to the border." I nodded, gave his rough hands a squeeze, and turned to find Jesus watching us, his head cocked. In his arms and at his feet, he'd gathered his gifts from the wise men, the gold, frankincense, and myrrh, among other things. And I suddenly understood why they'd come at that particular time. They'd given us exactly what was necessary to make this trip possible. We couldn't have afforded it otherwise. Their gifts would provide us with everything we needed to begin a new life. And once again, I marveled at God's provision, his timing, his perfect plan, his perfect son. God really does always provide. And if anything has taught us this year, it's that, that he loves us, that he does care for us. And even when times are hard, his grace and mercy and hope is what we must cling to in order to get through the hard times. I hope that you can do so as well. I hope that you can get a copy of this anthology to further encourage you that God loves you very much. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and thanks for listening.